Well, I'm glad you brought up the whole YouTube thing because the next one for me is cameras. Number one, you remember when we were in when we were growing up in high school and, basically up until the point in time that I was like 35, I refused to be photographed. Now, I will go ahead and expand on this to where we're at now with video equipment.
Right.
And also on top of that, as you already pointed out, YouTube. I never once in my life expected to just be throwing the shit out there like this. However, I will say that it does feel like a burden off my shoulders of, the stuff that I have to say. Now people know where my thought process comes from.
This is an outlet for you.
Yes. That's perfect. An outlet.
You feel like if people want to listen to you, they can.
That's right. And if you don't, whatever.
Yeah.
Don't care. Doesn't matter.
I mean, I never really considered because you know me, and I'll say whatever I want to say whenever I want to say it, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. And I've always been like that. I really don't feel the need. I don't feel the need for people to hear what I say. I feel the need to help people educate themselves or understand things better. And whether or not that regard comes from me or from somewhere else, it is dependent upon them. But I feel like a lot of people walk around ignorant about certain subjects, and they just feel that's the way it is. And whether, like I said, whether it's from me or from somebody else, I think it's important that they know and realize certain things. And I'm not a genius. I'm not super smart or anything like that by any means. I'm not a scientist. I mean, I do videos on history. I'm not a historian, but I like for people to open up their eyes and at least see things from maybe different perspectives.
And you brought up the history thing, and the whole point of doing history, financial, and STEM, which a lot of people don't understand, is because first of all, we're trying to educate ourselves, and the stuff that we learn, we're trying to educate the masses with.
Right. And that's not saying we're always going to be right either.
That's true. It all depends on, the source of the information.
And I try to look at different sources. I'm not going to say that I do.
I mean,
at this point,
so much fact checking that goes into those particular presentations that I don't even think people realize. It's not like we just see one thing and.
I have a full-time job. I generally put in maybe around maybe 2 to 3 hours on each of these presentations that we do and all the information that I collect. So, I mean, if I had more time, if for example, that this takes off and I can put time into researching and getting better understanding and maybe even having somebody help me gather information, that would be a different story, and I would put a lot more time and effort into it, and you would probably get a higher quality amount of information. But as it sits right now, I'm putting 2 to 3 hours trying to collect enough information for a 10-15 minute video and then giving it to you.
That's right. So if you enjoy our educational content, or even our more, this is more of a, philosophical, deep kind of Bangcast episode. But if you enjoy the history, STEM, financial, just remember to
subscribe,
forgot to share, and hit the bell button. It's all right. I threw a curveball on that one.
Right.
It's fair enough. Anyway, do you have one? Now that we've talked about the whole.
I mean, I'm ready to talk about. I think where I pick up is going to be on technology that. I mean, obviously, I just said one technology that I'll never use. Technology that's around that I don't want to use.
Well, okay. So you're just holding for the end here.
Yeah, because I mean, I thought basically it was going to be about. I was just going to talk about how cell phones is something that I never thought I'd use. I mean, I seen them on like TV, like giant bricks and stuff like that with antennas sticking out of them. Did I think I'd ever have one? No. No, I did not think I'd ever have. Even just a fucking brick phone that just talks to other people. I never thought I'd have that.
Oh, well, okay, well, I mean, that's... that is actually what I do think I told you on the phone the other night.
And then moving forward...
I meant, like, fundamentally you were like, no!
Right.
I mean, in my mind, I was like, fundamentally you were like, no! And then you're like, okay.
Right. And then I want to move forward. I can move forward with cell phones. Is that once they became like little computers in your pocket, I still had like a little flip phone or one of those phones that would slide, and all you'd use it for is talking and stuff like that.
Did I ever think? What were they? Motorola Razors, or
I had
one of them.
I had a. It wasn't a Razor. It was like a. What I had was like a Nextel thing that my company gave me. That basically, I remember. You remember back in the day?
Yeah.
It was like a walkie-talkie more.
Yeah, it was
than
like
just like a.
Chirp, chirp.
Yeah, it was like a very long-range walkie-talkie more than it was a freaking cell phone.
Nextel, man. Whatever happened to them?
I'm sure they're still around. I'm pretty sure Verizon owns them, or at least bought them out.
Fair enough. All right, another one for me will be drums.
You never thought you were going to use drums?
I never thought I would ever play a musical instrument. Now, okay, let me preface this story by saying my parents, yeah, I'm talking to you, were huge on me playing the piano when I was like 5 fucking years old.
Mm-hmm. Now, why is why is it that they? Why do you think they wanted you to play the piano?
I don't.
Well, let me at least in the past.
Actually, wait, hold on. I can tell you exactly where my dad was coming from.
Okay.
He wanted me to be the keyboard player in his band.
Okay.
100%.
So that his plan was to make a keyboard player so that you could be in the band.
Yeah, because he tried it with my brother first. Didn't work. Guess what? Didn't work for me either.
My thinking behind it, I'll probably be wrong about this, was that most people, at least in the older days, they learn music starting with a piano. Because pianos were, generally speaking, I mean,
yeah. I can see that.
Even my family, my mom played the organ and kids like that, and they learned how to read sheet music and other things through the piano and the organ.
Either way, I don't know what.
I feel like a piano and a keyboard is like a starter instrument for people to learn music and understand music and find talent through music.
I can see that. Okay.
Right.
Anyway.
Now, I don't know if that's right.
Fast forward 20 years.
Right.
This was when I was like 5, 6, right? So now I'm 25, 26. I'm just like, you know what? I'm bored. I need a hobby. Call up the old man. Hey, old man. You know, we're having a conversation one day. And he was like, man, I got to do something with this drum set. I ain't got nowhere to keep it. I was like, well, just bring it over to the house and keep it over here.
Right.
So he brought it over, and, you know, we stored it down in the basement for probably like 3 months before I even set it up.
Right.
Then I set it up. Yeah, I was like, you know what, let's just set it up and have some fun with it.
Do you think it was his goal to just bring it over here knowing that you at some point were going to set it up?
No, I'm pretty sure he just used me for storage.
Okay.
I'm 100% positive. He just used me for storage.
Right.